Hello, this is Gracie. Thank you for being here today. This is Cross Stitch. This is a FlossTube channel, and we talk about cross stitch. Today is a special FlossTube. It's a special edition into my progress and finish of the Anniversaries of the Heart. I started in January the 3rd or 4th. I started then, and I went through all the year, all the months, it has a few freebies also. So I did all of it. I'll show it to you in a minute. But I just want to talk a little bit about the project we're going to be talking today and why I did it. I got motivated with other channels, and what they were doing with Anniversaries of the Hearts, and it just seemed so meaningful, so beautiful. I wanted to do it, so I started to gather, because they're like booklets, right? So like this one was January, and then so the number 1 and the number 2, and then you had to collect all of them. And I decided to buy a big piece of fabric, and I got it on a linen. I got it on hoops and frames, and the fabric that I got was corn tassel, 37 counts, linen. And like I said, I got it in the store, hoops and frames, and I coffee tea dyed the fabric, because I look at the first chart and it was a lot of very light colors, whites. There was a lot of snow around and everything, so I wanted the white to pop up, which it didn't at the end as much as I wanted to. But I started this project following all the the flosses, and then throughout the year I changed. I started to put more colors that I wanted to, or if I didn't like it, I just change it, or I just use what I had if I didn't get something else. Also, I did not buy all the flosses at the beginning, because you're supposed to do it one chart or 2 charts, because there's 2 bonus charts in each month. But basically, sometimes I will run behind, or a little bit, I will do more of it, depending how my schedule and I was feeling and everything was going on. So what happened was that I decided not to buy the flosses, buy them little by little. And I really suggest, because there's a lot of, most of them are fancy flosses, and they are, usually CC color, let me see. So they usually have the Gentle Arts, Week Dye Works, and also the color, let me see over here in the other chart. Sorry. So they usually have Crescent Colors, CC, GA, Gentle Arts, and WDW, Weeks Dye Works. All of those are fancy flosses. Some of them were hard to find, and some of the flosses, they did not look like in the picture. That happened to me, especially at the end, the last 2 charts, the ones from December. I look at the floss, I look at the chart, and I look at the, it just wasn't what it looked like in the chart. So I started, to change things at the middle of it, and then at the end more, because like I say, some of them they did look like the pictures, but some of them they did not, and they don't have to, right? At the end of the day, these charts have to be meaningful to you, and that's what I got. So then that's what I did. I gathered all the booklets. I wanted to make sure that I had all the charts. And then I was using this. This is my planner. It's Erin Condor, and this is Graciela. It's a very beautiful planner. But anyway, at the beginning of the year, I use, and that's where I put the fabric and everything, And over here in January, I will write, James and Janet, which is my son. That was their anniversary. And then for February, I didn't have an anniversary. I put my son's birthday. So anyway, that was another thing that I wanted to say about this project. Anniversaries of the Hearts, you can do it in many ways. And it's a great concept, meaning whatever is meaningful to you. I know people are doing Anniversaries of the Hearts with special birthdays or a special woman in their lives or special events in their lives, friendships, it's endless. The possibilities are endless. So, of course, we have seen all of those with the families, the parents, the grandparents, the great, and then they discover all the history of their family, which is beautiful. But I live in the United States. Some of my families are in Mexico. Some of my families are here. I was able to reach out to more. I started to wonder and get stressed out. So I thought, what about doing those things that you celebrate and the anniversaries of the people that they're close to you or more meaningful to you in these times. So some of the charts are anniversaries, my marriage, my kids' marriage, my father's marriage, my grandparents, my husband's parents, those that they're more connected to us, and then a few birthdays, and then a few things that I do every year, and they're super meaningful to me. So that's how I end up happening, and I think, it's great. So now let's go to the finish. So anyway, I finished it yesterday. I sort of finished it the day before yesterday, like Wednesday, but then Thursday, because today is Friday, the 17th. Wednesday, I sort of finished it all, and then I went in to do the details here and there last night. I was super tired but I wanted to finish it, and I thought about finish it in different ways, but then I was at Hobby Lobby and I saw this frame and I really like it. And lately, I've been trying to frame my own things. I didn't think that I could do this one, but I think it's okay. It's all right. But I really like the frame, and it was going to be hard to find one, but I find one at Hobby Lobby. And so this is the finish. There we go. I really like the frame. It's a little bit rustic, but it gives, like a pop-up to the colors and the fabrics. So we're going to be talking a little bit about each of them. We have January, and January is the anniversary of my oldest son, James and Janet. They have 2 children. So I put their initials, and I put the children's initials as well. Did I put in the wrong one? Yes, I am. I'm sorry. It's January. Like I say, the fabric, the white did not pop up as much as I wanted to, but it went all right. For February, I did it for my son, Mario. And Mario is my son. He is autistic, and, he was always with his dog, Haiti, that he loved. So I included a little doggy, and I think it was in the chart, actually. I think it was, I'm not sure. Or it was in another month. I'll check February, but let me see, I have it here. Number 2. No. Is this a number 2? Yes. It's not there, but I don't know. Oh, yes. I find it in my Christmas. I'm going to put the name over here of that jar. And it had a little chihuahua, so it came out perfect. So February was for Mario. And that's February, the second one. So that one was Mario, and I put his birthday and the little chihuahua. And that was Haiti. And she was with us for more than 10 years. now, so that was January, February, March. March, I wanted to dedicate it to my faith and to all the memories growing up with my mom. She loved doing, those things in the holidays for, like Semana Santa, the Holy Week and all of those. In the spring, at the beginning of the spring, we will do, there were some holidays, religion holidays, and she would like to rent all the movies and read books about it and talk about it. So I decided to pick up March. I didn't have any, anniversary, so I said, oh, I'm sorry, that was not March, that was a bonus piece in the February has. So like I said, there are no, it's not in February, it's in another month, but there are a few bonus charts, and it was set up to be there. So I put it right there at the beginning or going towards the spring for all the holidays, religious holidays, and my faith. So what happened is I was doing another sampler long time ago. I happen not to like the sampler, but I just love it, and that's the reason that I buy for the words. So basically the words were meaningful to me about reading the scripture and finding God, So he say, happy they who know the Lord, with whom he deigns to dwell. He feeds and cheers them by his word. His arm supports them well. So I just love the writing. So that's the third one. So that's the bonus piece. And I decided to celebrate my faith, my belief in God, try to find in God everywhere and in everything. Then March was the bonus piece. To Amanda, April. Okay, yes, so then March, so the bonus piece in March, that they were dedicated to my faith. Those two. These I put the word, and then in this one, March, I dedicated to my faith, those two. So I put some dates and memories that they're important for me. And then April was for my middle son, John Henry, and Amanda. That was his wedding anniversary. Like in January was James and Janet's wedding anniversary. Now Amanda and Tito's wedding anniversary is in April. So I did theirs. I did put their initials, a date, and they have one baby, JJ. So I put it in there. And now this is the right one, right here. So his name is John Henry and his wife is Janet. So it's JJ, the date, and then the baby's initial, JJ. I really like how they somehow come up with this, it was sort of like things that I didn't expect, that they were going to happen, and they were just going to be sort of perfect, like all that pink and all the white in my son's weddings, anniversaries, those colors, very much like marriage and stuff. And then we went to June, and then May, I wanted to do different things, but then, my mother passed last year. So obviously this was one of the reasons that I did Anniversaries of the Heart as well. As a part of my dealing with my pain, so much emotions and everything, celebrating the lives of those you love is very important. It's a way of healing. So May, I dedicated to my mom, Mommy Dora, and I put the initials of her children, including me, here and here. Mommy Dora. So that's my mom's in May, celebrating her life. And in June, I dedicated this June to my father's mother and father, Josefina, like my sister Dora Josefina, and Jose Angel, like my brother. So, and then I put the initials of my father and his brothers and sisters in there. And then that was in June. In July, well, something that happened, I was a teacher most of my adult life. I was a teacher. So summer was always, I always travel all my life. My family always move around and travel. So traveling has been a big part of my life. But June and July were always like, I have this itching, to travel. Because I do it every year. I did it with my mom, with my son, with my sister, with my nephews, with my husbands, with my husbands. I only had one. With my husband, with everybody, I like to travel in the summer, and I got used to it because of my teaching job as well, preparing myself to traveling in the summer. That was always is one of the things that I love the most. So July, because I didn't want to do June, because June was, the anniversary for my grandmother and grandfather. I pick up July, which is still a part of the summer, and I used to be traveling. I will make one right away getting after vacation, and then another short one in July. So I put a W of Wanderlust. Wanderlust. This is it. So it is about love, and it is about traveling. It's my love of traveling and how I make it meaningful. I always travel with my family. Now I'll put up pictures about me traveling with my loved ones. And then we have in August for my mother and mother and father. So these are my mom's mom and dad, my grandmother Dorotea and Tomas, and all his children. So this is August, and this is let me see, getting lost a little bit here we go, here Dorotea and Tomas and all their children, the initials. I try to do the 1/1 as much as I could, but sometimes it was really, really hard. I have to say, I don't like to do 1/1. And so that was August, and then in September, we did that. There was a bonus. Yes, there was a bonus piece as well. Let me see. Oh, yes. So then what happened was that the bonus piece is at the end. Okay, so that was September. In August, that was August. In September, I had no anniversary, and I was going to put something else that I had already had in mind. But I just kept waiting and waiting and waiting. And so September passed, and I was already in October. And our dog, Haiti, my son's dog, and he was with us for many years. Haiti, she passed. So I decided to dedicate September's chart for her, because that was a chart that I didn't do. I waited and waited, and I don't know. I started, and I have to say, I started very well, and then in the summer I started to do it more later in the month, and then at the end I was like struggling to keep up because I wanted to do everything else. And in the summer you have Christmas in July, and then all the samplers and all the things that I wanted to do. I started to let it go, a little bit. I wasn't as consistent with it. So that's what happened in September. So I dedicated to her, and she was getting very sick in those days already. So here is the little doggy, Haiti, that was her name, and we love her very much. We love her, and we miss her every day. And I will put a picture of Mario with Haiti and me. It's not a good picture with the colors and lights, but that's the one I really like because, we took it and it was just there. And then we went to October. In October, I celebrate my birthday. So that's a great anniversary of my life. So it was the G only, Graciela. And that was October. And October is one of my, I love fall and I love October. I love all the holidays of the fall. Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, Thanksgiving, all of that, happiness that comes and the change that comes and the weather and everything. I just love fall. So that's what I wanted to do in September and October. I said, if I don't put anything, I'll just put something about the fall and how I love the fall every year. It's sort of like an anniversary for me because it's my birthday happened right there in October. And then in November and December, we ended up having the same initials because in November is my husband's mom and dad. They got married in November, and so then for November, I love this. These ones are so beautiful. Look at the colors, the trees, and I used the color. I didn't have one of the colors in here, but I love it still. I just put whatever I had. At this point, because I had bought so many, I wasn't buying any more flosses. I was just using what I had, but I loved them. I wasn't ordering anymore. So this is for Graciela, which is my name also, my mother-in-law, which she's adorable. I love her. And so her name is Graciela and Henry, like my husband, my father-in-law. So that was the year they got married, and then their children's initials. And then in December, my marriage. And this is the chart that gave me more problems. The colors were not the same. They were very different than the floss. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know about, because the chart has two houses. So I decided just to put one house, a little bit about the snow. Again, the H for Henry, the G for Graciela, just like the November one. And then the children's. James, Mario, and John Henry. So we have the initials of the children. And then this is the last chart, that one I like. And I didn't, and the same thing happened with the house. That the chart looked like the house was sort of blue, but then really the color wasn't, it was different. It was different. That was the color that I found that I had from another chart, and I sort of like it. So the other colors were the ones that they were called for. It was full of a lot of important things. The house is amazing. The bird, the key, everything is so symbolic. Obviously the hearts, and the words were different. I didn't want to put all my name and my, where that I live. So I just put to those I love. And then my initials, GR, Graciela Robles, and the year 21, and the bottom 21 only. So I didn't do 1/1 for that one. I just wanted to say to those I love, because it's different. It's different, but the flower is beautiful. And, the symbolism of the things that are in these charts are amazing. Like the key per se, for me, has a lot of symbolism about wisdom, opening the doors of new experiences, lives. The hearts, obviously, love and stuff. The bird, communication, the air is, the bird symbolize wisdom, communication, knowledge. And it's a blackbird as well. And then we have the anchor right here also, which you feel, like you want to be there with the ones you love, and how love, teach you to be with those, like I say, the ones that you love. So this chart was really special for me. All these charts, the whole idea of celebrating those things that you love, those things that you like. I won't worry so much. I was worried. I wanted to make it perfect. I wanted to make it just like it was in the chart. So I learned through this project has the chances of change. Have a chance to teaching you a lot about yourself and about life and about those who who you love. I wanted to be more about celebrating those that I love, and that's why I changed the words. It's not really changes the word. I just make it shorter and big, to those I love. So these are the things that I like to do, the things that are meaningful for me, and all those people, they are a big part of my life. I like that my husband is there. I like that my grandparents, my husband's, parents are there. I'm glad that my mom, my dad, their families are there. I'm happy that my faith, my love of traveling children's, my dog is there also. I'm happy that I have this to remind me what is important in life. Love, family. At the end of the day, and those memories that we create with those we love, those are the more important things in life. And that's why I love this project. Like I said, I frame it myself, so it might be a little iffy, but I think it's all right. And so I wanted today I have a lot of things to tell you. I have a lot of plans and, a lot of things that I want to share with you. But this FlossTube, I just wanted to dedicate to this project. I wanted to be special only for Anniversaries of the Hearts. I want to say thank you for all the new followers. I will make another FlossTube before the year is over because I have a lot of things to share with you. Not a lot of stitching because I was still trying to finish this one, but some stitching. I'm going to just now concentrate on having fun in those Christmas projects. But I will be here sharing with you my plans with Go and what I'm going to do for next year. And so probably I'll make a video next week. But today was a special. I was so happy, and I just find the frame that I wanted, and it came out as twisted as usually as how they do, sometimes. So anyway, I thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for all the people that are subscribing and for all the shout outs and for the great communication, all those messages that you send me. Thank you so much. I love this community. I'm so thankful, so happy. And remember always to breathe in, to breathe out, and make another crust. Bye.